All right, Wits picks. All right, this is March 25th, 2026. We're going through UFC Seattle. All right, bro. Listen, first fight on the carbon, we're going 100% twice in a row, okay? So we're not gonna mess around with any of these fights, all right? 100% every single time now. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, great weekend last week, boys. Hit on every single parlay. Hope you guys checked us out and watched the video. And right here, we have some better fights, honestly. And we're going to go through all of them and make more money for you guys right now. First fight on the card. That's not a women's fight. Ricky Simone versus Adrian Yanez. What are your thoughts on this fight?
All right, Ricky Simone, I think he's gonna win. This is a lock, honestly. I think it's a lock. Ricky Simone will get a decision win with the takedowns. Pretty simple.
Yeah, we saw before Yanez actually has good hands, and Simone is coming off of a loss, but his loss, I think, is against one of the most underrated fighters in the entire promotion, Raoni Barcelos. And I think Simone's going to win. I think he's the pick. It's a closely lined fight, so bet with caution, but like you said, Simone should be the pick with takedowns and control and maybe a little bit of damage, but Yanez is dangerous. He's dangerous, but Simone, solid chin. So we're going to go with Simone, durable.
All right, bet. Yo, next fight, Navajo Sterling, Bruno Can. This guy, Bruno Lopez, I've never seen him before, but it doesn't matter. Everyone's saying he's going to get knocked out, and he's chinny. So, obviously, if Navajo can beat Bellato, he's going to beat this Can. Navajo Sterling by round 1 KO. Easy pick.
Yeah, Navajo Sterling's the pick, by far, not close. Honestly, put him in every parlay before he becomes like minus 10,000. Right now he's minus 500 on most books, so I would take him. Thing about Navajo is he should easily win here. I don't know by KO or by decision. I'm just a little worried since he's never gotten to finish his entire UFC career, but this could be the time. Navajo's a good prospect. I thought he disappointed me a little bit in his last fight, but we realized that Bellato's honestly a pretty good fighter after that Luke Hernandez fight. So Navajo Sterling, good pick. All favorites for now. What are your thoughts on the next fight here?
Yeah, so, dude, this next fight, Marcin Tybura versus Terrell Fortune, a debut fighter, okay? Tybura, in my opinion, he's just mid, right? Mid-level heavyweight. But this Tyrell guy, he's actually going to be really good, I think. I watched his tape. Beautiful. And his line, minus 130, so good. And we're going to take it. That's our Wits pick.
Yeah, Marcin Tybura, in my opinion, is not that good anymore. He's 40 years old, mad chinny. Fortune has power. It is his UFC debut, which is a little suspect coming from Bellator, but good power. Should get the job done here by KO, first round, and he has good wrestling, so he's a lock. Honestly, I don't know why that line is so close, but he's a good pick. That's the Wits pick of the evening right there for the value.
All right.
Yeah, that's easy pick. Next fight.
Yeah, easy.
I like this fight a lot. We have Chase Hooper versus Lance Gibson Jr., and I'm so hyped about this one, bro, because last card, we made so much bread on a prospect killer, right? Let me tell you guys a little secret here. We bet on Umar Sy when he was fighting Ion Cutelaba, right? Messed us up. Cooked us completely. Umar Sy, ass. Didn't know too much. Thought he was a decent prospect. Yes, he lost to Alonzo Menifield. Whatever. We lost. That was our only leg that we lost, right? Last week, we decided to do something different. In the video, we took Curtis Campbell, but we decided that, no more betting on these unknown prospects. So we bet on Danny Silva, who paid us heavy. That's what we're gonna do right here. Chase Hooper, we cashed against him in his last fight against Alexander Hernandez, and we're gonna do the same here. Lance Gibson Jr. is the pick. Good pick for value, plus 200. Lance Gibson. By decision, Chase Hooper won't be able to grapple him. I don't think Chase Hooper is a good striker, and Lance Gibson went to a split decision with Bobby Green, and we saw Bobby Green is actually solid. Still. Lance Gibson. Even on short notice, he went to a split decision with Bobby Green. So, Lance Gibson's the pick. Good pick. All right, what do you think about this fight, Najee? What are your
All
thoughts?
right, our boy Lance Gibson. All right, this guy's plus 200, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna win. He's gonna beat Chase Hooper because Chase Hooper is ass. He's a skinny fuck who can't defend himself on the feet, and he's helpless. And against Anthony Hernandez, he's cooked. Against Lance Gibson, he is cooked. So Wits Picks is picking Lance Gibson. All right, underdog pick.
Good underdog picks, boys. And we have next fight, banger of a fight, Ignacio Bahamondes against Tofik Khan Mosifi, whatever, from Azerbaijan, right? We're gonna go with Ignacio Bahamondes here. Tofik on this end of the spectrum is a REIT, and he cannot defend an armbar to save his life. And he's only good with mid takedowns. Bahamondes has amazing striking, has the height and reach advantage, and can throw up triangles, and good guillotines. So how would we not pick Bahamondes? He's the pick. I'm a fan of Bahamondes. I like him a lot. I think he's going to be decent. I thought he was going to beat Fiziev, but didn't happen. But wow, what prelims we have here on UFC Seattle. Israel Adesanya, Joe Pyfer.
Wow.
What are your thoughts on this fight before we move on to the main?
All right, so Ignacio Bahamondes from Chile. Dude, this is a lock. Minus 300 for a reason because he actually wants to get ranked. He trains with Bilal. He's really good, and he could be ranked right after this fight. So, lock. All right.
Yeah, Tofik lost to Oralbai in 1 minute in his UFC debut. We're taking, even though Oralbai's him, we're taking Ignacio Bahamondes.
All right, listen. The first fight of the main card, Terrence McKinney versus Kyle Nelson, bro. Terrence McKinney's obviously gonna win because this REIT who looks like a alien, Kyle Nelson, is ass way slower than Terrence McKinney. He was got like slammed by Pergola, not Pergola, Frivola. He got slammed badly in the first round. So obviously McKinney could do that, bro. So McKinney is a free pick at great odds.
Easy pick. This is what's going to happen. I'll play this out for you guys, okay? First of all, the under 1.5 is going to be minus 10,000, so whatever it is, take it. Terrence McKinney is going to rush in, throw hands, wrestle, slam him, get his back, rear naked choke, body lock, arm triangle, whatever he wants. Terrence McKinney by first round KO, easy money, minus 140 for a reason, easy pick. Terrence McKinney is the pick, going to be in parlays. But the under 1.5 is such a safe pick. Like, holy shit. Always safe pick with Terrence McKinney. Kyle Nelson isn't too bad, but we're going with Terrence McKinney. Next fight. Next fight. We have a good one here. We have a really good one here. We have Mansour Abdul Malik versus Yusri Belrugi, or whatever the case may be, right? Yusri is boys with Pereira. He fought Izzy and Pereira in Glory Kickboxing, and Mansour Abdul Malik got controlled by Wes Schultz, the worst fighter in Contender Series. Mansour was the pick earlier this week, but we did some more tape study on him, and he's solid, but he kind of reminds me of Umar Sy, and Umar Sy is not a friend of the Wits Picks channel, so we're going to go with Yusri Belgaroui for the easy money pick. He's just going to strike with him, keep distance, good takedown defense, and just pick him apart, just like what he did to Azamat Bakoyev in his last fight, who we actually bet on, but we don't talk about that. What are your thoughts on this fight?
All right, so as I was watching Mansour Abdul Malik tape today, you know, all he's done is win against absolute cans of fighters that I have a chance of beating. All right, so that's why Yusri, he has a valid win. You know, he trains with Pereira. You know, he could obviously piece up Mansour for 3 rounds. He's the pick.
Easy pick. And he'll be in parlays. And he's also an underdog, by the way. So take that with a grain of salt. The next pick, and I love this. We have Julian Erosa versus Larion Douglas. Douglas is the pick. He's a marauder. He's going to be the pick. Easy money. He's really, really good, undefeated. El Rosa is good, but he's solid. Honestly, not bad odds for him, but Douglas is the pick. He might be in a few parlays here and there, but he's a prospect. You know how I feel about prospects on the Wits Picks channel. Easy pick. What are your thoughts on this fight?
I did no tape study on this fight because I just don't care about this fight. So, yeah, I'm just not going to say anything.
All right, Douglas is the pick. Trust. He's the pick. Oh, next fight.
Oh, yeah. All right, absolute lock. Again, so many locks on this card. All right, Michael Chiesa versus Nico Price, who's an absolute can and should be cut from the UFC. I don't know why he still has another fight. Chiesa's a lock. Nico Price is going to get cut, obviously, after this, right?
Michael Maverick Chiesa is the pick, the Wits pick of the evening. Such a lock here. I'm so hyped about this fight because Nico Price is such a fucking can. It pisses me off.
And he's basically a co-main.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Chiesa's solid. He's the biggest lock on the card by far. You'll be in every parlay. Him and Navajo Sterling, such locks. Yeah, easy pick. Well, I mean, we'll just Alexa Grasso, Macy Barber, like whatever. I don't really give a shit. Macy Barber's the pick. I don't even know why. I just think like she's
zero tape study.
She's definitely finer than Alexa Grasso, so we're just gonna take Macy Barber. Just because of that. All right, next fight. What are your thoughts on this one?
Izzy versus Pyfer. You know, Pyfer can obviously chin him the first 2 rounds, but that's it. He's not going to chin him in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th. So, you know, his chances are lower than Izzy's. So Izzy got to be the pick at minus 130. You know, I'm not...
Might even be a pick him at this point.
Yeah. I don't know how confident you are, but I'm not that confident in Izzy. But he has a slight edge in this fight, bro. That's what I think.
I've done so much research on this specific fight, and I'll break this one down for you guys, okay? First off, Pyfer here, right? We did a lot of tape study. We did a lot of tape study on Pyfer, both of us. We watched his fight against Kevin Gastelum. We watched his fight against Abus, and we were live. We watched both fights like twice. We also watched the Hermanson fight. And this is what I took away from this, okay? First things first, Pyfer, one of the most powerful fighters I've ever seen in my entire life. One overhand right could be perhaps for Izzy, but, right? This is the problem with Joe Pyfer. He only throws the overhand right, okay? I've never seen him knock anybody down without that overhand right. Now, Izzy is a smart fighter. He's not Kevin Gastelum. He's not Abus Magomedov. He's not Jack Hermanson. Okay, he's not these fighters. By the way, he lost to Jack Hermanson in a decision. He's Izzy Adesanya. Izzy, right? People forget, man. He's only lost in his last fights to Sean Strickland, great fighter, Dricus du Plessis, great fighter, and Nasruddin Imavov. And in my opinion, Izzy looked good against Nasruddin until he got chinned. Making some good feints, doing some good work on the feet. He looked good against Dricus. Lost a few rounds, won a round or two, but overall on the feet he wasn't too bad. And this is what I just genuinely believe is that Izzy is gonna just fade his shots, and Pyfer's gonna freeze. And Pyfer's not gonna know what to do because he's not gonna know how to read Izzy. It's a lot easier to read Kevin Gastelum than to read Izzy. Pyfer also got dominated in the first round to Abus Magomedov because he did a read thing in the cage in the first round, going for a read takedown. That's not something. Izzy has one of the best takedown defenses in the UFC. Yes, Izzy's chin could be a little whatever, but Izzy's the pick. He's going to win a decision here or late rounds KO. Pyfer gasses out. He's not a 5-round fighter. He's a 3-round fighter. He lost the third round to Gavin Gastelum after knocking him down twice in the first round. How do you lose that third round if you have your opponent that hurt and it's Kelvin Gastelum, right? So as long as Izzy doesn't get chinned, and I think he's smart enough, I think he knows this is a big fight for him, I think he'll get the job done. Not saying Piper's bad. Last thing before I stop yapping, we saw an interview with Piper with the Full Send MMA pod. And he was talking about how he like found God or some shit like that, whatever. Bro, like he was like, oh yeah, I'm a much calmer person. Brother, your Joe Pyfer, Body Bags, is known for being an angry person that just wants to kill everybody. Bro, if he's gonna be like calm and shit, he said, I don't even know how I'm gonna fight during the fight. Like, bro, like what are we doing? If you're not gonna have that edge, how are you gonna knock out one of the greatest middleweights of all time? Yes, he's coming off a few losses, but those are two elite fighters. Joe Pyfer hasn't even licked that stratosphere of elite fighters. Izzy's the pick, and I'm honestly quite confident since I broke it down for you guys right here. Witt's picks, boys.
All right, Witt's picks just blessed whoever's watching this. All right.
Witt's picks just blessed. Now, before we go, all right, please follow our TikTok and Instagram. Mean a lot to us. We're going to be posting our recap video on our TikTok. I had our slips posted on the TikTok, but we shadow banned a little because it has like, I don't know, it doesn't follow community guidelines, but they're up on the Instagram. So go check them out if you think we're capping. We both made 1K last week. And we're going to do it here for you guys again. And I'm honestly super excited. We're still here in Madrid. Right now we're with our boy Hudson. Hudson, you want to come in and say something? No, he doesn't want to come in. But, yeah,
right,
we're here
bro.
in Madrid and we're going to be watching this card from 10 to 4 a.m. because we're locked in for you guys. Witt's picks, boys. Get ready.
All right,
For
see
the
you
W
Saturday.
card.
Fuck you, pussy.